Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War Invasions, week 16, day 5. So today, we already finished the invasions of course the other day, but today's main focus is going to be on the new thing that came out today, the Sentinel hero class. It is very good. If you haven't unlocked it yet, definitely make sure to do so. It's one of the best classes in the game. So you're definitely going to want to have it around and start leveling it. We're currently at 31. Need to get that to level 40 as quickly as possible because then it basically becomes Titan. And then from there it just becomes even better Titan. Titan is still better than it in many instances just because it doesn't naturally have a half mana start. But it is technically tankier than Titan as well as tankier than anything that you can have your hero class at too. So it has that main benefit. So yeah, I want to keep getting that upgraded. As far as its trees are concerned, we'll be covering in the video, but I do want to just cover it real quick at the beginning of this, since I don't think I did it right at the beginning of the previous video, and I won't have the video up until probably like later tomorrow or Sunday, because I want to get it leveled up first. But as far as a quick rundown is what you need to level it to, you need to do the following. Either the 5 extra attack or the stun into whichever one of these magics you need for your weapon, because they're just all magic, nothing good there. Into barrier at start of battle, into either the likely to 20% extra damage, though if you're just farming, you would go into 10% EXP like we currently have it set to. Then you would always go barrier every brown, because that's probably the best perk in the entire game, and one of the reasons why this thing is so good. Then you'd either go into +1 brown, which is synergized with the fact you're already taking browns anyways, or banishment if they have a lot of barrier or submerge. And finally, you would most likely go with all the immunities, like immune to stun and all that. Otherwise, if you're using it in a pure Urska team, it is fine using this trait. It's the only hero class where this trait will actually be useful, because this trait, or this hero class counts as a Urska, and there are some instances where you might use it with 4 times Urska, and if you are, this trait would obviously be pretty good. Otherwise, every other instance, you'd most likely just be using the immunities for it. But yeah, it's pretty much the rundown as far as what we'd run for that. Weapons, insanely good. We were messing around with that too. It was actually a lot better than I thought it would be. Particularly good with Rowain. I haven't really tested it with much else, but Rowain's probably the best thing to really use it on anyways. That or Guard's Avatar. Best 2 things, since they could basically just one-shot the entire enemy team. It just gives an absurdly high amount of single target armor bonus, as well as a barrier for them, so that's nice. And it also ends up giving them Enrage, which actually isn't really that relevant. Mainly just the armor buff into the barrier, and armor buffs based on all enemy attack, so it can get some really high armor. And the higher the enemy is, the more boost ratio you get off of that too, which is kind of nice. So just naturally you'd be upscaling with whatever their stats are, which is quite convenient. I'm glad that they're adding more weapons like that, because with delves and everything like that, a lot of content's starting to upscale, that's for sure. Anyways, this class event I haven't really been bothering with. I just did the free amount. As far as the team for it, you would just run with any AoE weapon, ideally Dawnbringer or just Black Manogre or something, followed by King Mikhail into the 50% Urska, into the Bounty Hunter Urska. That creates the green and has a little bit of extra green mana. That's pretty much what I'm running for all of them. And then you can switch to Mang later on. But anyways, next order of business is, I guess let's do Delves first, and then head around to actually start to level this thing a little bit more. I don't think we can actually get away with this in Delves, mainly because it doesn't have half mana start, and the amount slower that it would be, unfortunately, it would probably not be worth it. So I guess we're getting some Death Knight EXP instead, because while this is pretty good as a first line tank, in this particular team composition, there's really no point in putting it up front. I can't really use it as a proper tank due to these double tricksters in this particular delve, which if we put it up front is just going to move, or regardless of where we put it, it's just going to get moved. So unfortunately we do have to keep using Necromancer here for our 3 daily delves. But after that we can go and grind out the hero class, mess with the weapon, and all that good stuff. Yeah, if anyone has any questions or anything you want me to go over, just let me know. I'll make sure to do so. But hello everyone. Hello Churros. Hello William. Hello Ziddy. Hello Pamela. Welcome. Let's see. Oh yes, the movie went very well. It was really adorable and heartwarming. It was great. I'm sad that the series is done now though. I really hope that they still keep continuing it. But I believe this was officially supposed to be the last one, and it kind of did end in a way that's like, yeah, I could see it being the last one. But I don't know, hopefully it's not. Let's see. I don't think they would realistically ever end it. because I think it's DreamWorks' most profiting intellectual property these days. And that's the whole Shrek series is still ranking in the dough, but pretty sure the How to Train Your Dragon series is pretty far up there. And they just said it was the last one in order to make more money off of it. Probably. We'll find out like several years from now. Okay, we'll go for that. Get our green right there. Grab another red. And just go get our keys in there from there. Yep, let's grab the purple as well. Put destroy on everything. And what else we need? Like that. Oh, wait. What's our order? Okay, never mind. We're in correct order. Well, we couldn't change it even if we wanted to. We're already past the first battle. Hello, Simpleman. Welcome. Oh, what was I talking about? Just How to Train Your Dragon 3. It's actually been out for like almost a month now in other countries. But it came to America, I think, like last. It just came out today. Alright, we got max gold. It's not enough to kill, though. What do you think about Sentinel class? It is very, very good. First, second, or third best class in the game. Titan, I would still say, is better overall. But, it's the best tank in the game, and if you don't particularly need half mana start, it's, best class. The 2 or 3 instances where it's best is, or depends on your situation. But the situations where it can be best is in Guild Wars, Delves, and Tower of Doom. Particularly Tower of Doom, I feel like, are the 3 biggest locations where it would end up being used a lot. Which is convenient, because next week is Tower of Doom. So, yeah, definitely make sure to get it leveled this weekend. Because Monday starts Tower of Doom, so you'll be able to immediately use it for that. It's Brown Tower of Doom, too, which works really conveniently, since the coloration that we have, or in that hero class, is really brown-oriented. So, yeah, definitely level this hero class, or buy it, though we're just going to be leveling it manually. Let's see, throw that down. Oh yeah, the 4 Shrek movies have definitely made more than it. They've been out for a lot longer, too. The Shrek movies started in, what, 2001, I believe it was? I forget. I was so young back then when that thing started. But, the whole How to Train Your Dragon series just started in the last decade. The first one was, 2010, 9 years ago. Whereas the last Shrek was, like, nearly 2 decades ago. Let's see. Okay, we'll go into this one. Oh yes, this hero class has or not this hero class, but the new hero class has a lot of protection on it. More so than pretty much anything in the game, other than actual troops that place it, like Dragonian Monk and stuff. But it has barrier at start, it has barrier every brown, and it has barrier every turn it has a 25% chance to barrier a random ally. I still want to make a really funny team out of it once we have it maxed out to level 100 and see if we can solo a level 500 delve using it. I'm pretty sure it's possible because it has so much barrier option. Oh, that needs to not die. Luckily it's not entangled, so he's not doing twice the damage. Oops, I forgot to take a blue. Fail. He's 1 damage short as long as he doesn't get a Doom Skull, though. There we go. That almost died. Very close. Okay, we have that, we have this. Oh, never mind, they're both the same amount. And I'll take the treasure room for last. It would make sense if it wasn't brown again. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out soon. I've heard people mentioning that was going to be brown again, though. But I sure hope it wouldn't be. They haven't even repeated every color once. Or they haven't even done every color once. So I'd assume it'd be either green or yellow, I believe the other one was. If we haven't had it yet. Regardless, it would still be really good for Tower of Doom, even if it wasn't a brown week. Though brown week obviously would be its best instance. Because not only does it gain barrier every brown, it has plus 1 extra brown mana. Still lacks the half mana start, though. Can I show the weapon? Yeah, we can go show the weapon real quick. I was doing it quite a bit earlier, too. But yeah, let me go and... there are no available... I'm not clicking on the quest. It's like saying I don't have any quests because I accidentally clicked on the button real quick. Anyways, PvP. So, the weapon. This is the weapon right over here. Urska Shield. I'm still trying to figure out what exactly works best with it. This is what we've been running with so far. Seems decent, though it kind of slightly denies itself out. But we've been using Shield with Titan. I'm not using it with the hero class. But Shield with Titan, Rowan, the Clockwork Sphinx, and the Gimlet. And basically, we're just using Gimlet immediately, feeding both of those to full mana, using this on blue to get that to full mana, and throwing this onto Rowan. So that's pretty much exactly what we're doing here. So we throw this on blue, boom, that gets full mana. We then throw this onto the Rowan as soon as we clear everything. Let's see, let's take that down. Do we have any extra turns off of this? Probably. I don't see any, though. So we'll just go throw this, buff it up, it gains barrier. Then ideally we just one-shot the entire team with that, and boom, dead. Looked like you didn't get it all the way though, but we'll go and get the last little bit of our mana, do that to feed it again. Let's see, move that over. Looks like we can do it on blue again. It will be 1 mana short, but we'll go do that. Get it to 1 mana short, which we can actually easily feed off this weapon. Give it an absurd amount of armor, and that will easily one-shot it, or two-shot it, I should say. Yeah, that's pretty much that troop in a nutshell. Ideally, you'd be able to get it in one-shot range, though. So, let's actually skip the fire bombs and go over to this one. Never mind, we'll do the fire bombs. It goes right into I-Team. That is not what we want to see. But, yeah, normally you can get a one-shot. Throw the Gimlet immediately. Actually, do we go for it? Yeah, it's still fine. We're frozen on it, but we're not going to get an extra turn anyway, so it doesn't matter as much. So we're not frozen on that color, so we can grab it, grab that. Get our blue surge, throw it at once, and pretty much just win. Even if he hits it, it won't matter because that's barrier, and then dead. Yeah, it's pretty much a new weapon. You throw it at Rowan, you win, dead. That is pretty much all you need to do. It is just one gigantic Rowan cast into a win. Yeah, it's a pretty nice weapon. Definitely underestimated how viable it actually is. But yeah, I still have some other messing around I need to do, but obviously Rowan's going to be one of the best things for it. That or Guard's Avatar. I guess in some instances, Guard's Avatar might be better, just because they share the brown. And even though that might block some in a way, it's still going to work better since you just be creating the... You can get a lot of browns on the board pretty easily. Let's see. Oh yeah, Kubo and the 2 strings was really good as well. There's not enough stop motion stuff, that's for sure. Let's see. What would be a good Jotnar and Fortress Gates? There is no good Jotnar team, unfortunately. If you're building a good Jotnar team, it's basically something in first slot, Courage, Justice, and Jotnar all the way in last. And the whole reason why you do that is for the... Wait. I think I said that wrong. My bad. It's something in first, Honor, Justice, and then... oh, no, I said that wrong again. It's something in first slot, like a hero using Enrage or something, or any kind of hero weapon, followed by Honor and Courage, and then you run Jotnar in last slot. And basically, the whole point of that is you use Jotnar's Burn and Stun onto all enemies to boost ratio Courage and Honor in order to skull spam into never dying, because you gain infinite attack off of Courage and infinite armor off of Honor. But that's not one of the only things you could really do with it. Jotnar is a really bad first slot. It seems really weird given that he has 80% score reduction, but the problem is his ability does so little, and he blocks so much mana. Even if you use High Forge, it's still blocking a lot. It's still blocking 10, and its ability normally doesn't feed its mana back. But yeah, he's pretty bad, unfortunately. He is pretty bad. Oh, sorry, Jotnar Storm Shield. My bad. I thought you said, never mind. I thought you said Stonehammer. JoeConnors still equally as useless, though. There's no team that really uses him, because all he is the one-shot true damage troop, and he gets outpaced by every other one-shot troop. But no, there is no JoeConnors team in the entire game. The only thing you would ever possibly use that for is Red Guild War Day when you don't have Dawnbringer, just because there are very few barrier options for Red Day, and he's one of the few barrier options. But no, JoeConnors is not used for anything. Even if you use him in an optimal team, he's way too slow. Because the best he can do is one-shot a single enemy, which is really bad. And that's if you optimize the team perfectly, and even then it might not even have enough damage. Yeah, my bad. I keep mixing up JoeConnors and Stonehammer sometimes. Both are equally useless, which is why. I tend to only remember the relevant troops. As far as, like, every detail. Yeah, Stonehammer's useless. Gorgultho is about 10 times better than a Stonehammer. And in the case of JoeConnors, basically every one-shot option is better. So Skeleton Key, Ferris Ra, Bonnie Rose, and pretty much anything that's capable of one-shotting is a better option than JoeConnors is. He just has way too high of a mana cost for it, with no way to get mana back. Plus you have to use a bunch of Giants and Barrier just to get him to one-shot range. Hello, Demon or Angel. Oh no, we died on one. I guess it doesn't matter too much. There we go. Oh, we got a really low multiplier on that. Only a 2.8. That's not good. Speaking about not good, can we finally get a Cedric room already? We have gone, like, an entire week of delves without seeing a Cedric room, pretty much. I think this might be the longest dry streak I've ever had of no Cedric room, which is obviously pretty bad, because that gives a lot more loot whenever we see it. It's still an okay loot doing this, but we are missing out on a lot. Read the chat from 8:16. There's no timestamps. I can't see what the chat is. Let's see. What did you say? You'd have to repeat it. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Hello, Haley. Let's see. New class is bugged on Xbox. What's it doing on Xbox, Ice-T? Let's see. I don't underestimate JoeConnors' barrier trait. It's just very situational when you can actually use it. And the only situation is basically delves, where it's viable enough to use it. I mean, not delves, my bad. I meant Guild Wars. I have used it in the past in some in Guild Wars, but if you own Dawnbringer, you basically own the superior version of JoeConnors in that instance. Once you have it, there's not much of a need to use JoeConnors, at least in the case of Guild Wars, more often than not. Shield Sentinel, or Sentinel Shield stats? What do you mean by that? The weapon? Or the... what are you referring to? Just the weapon, as far as all of its perks? Also, hello, Christy. Yes, it's finally Friday. Finally end of the week. You never showed the weapon? You only played it with the, Oh, okay, I see. My bad. I thought you meant show it as in... normally when people say show it, they mean, like, show it in a team. I didn't realize you meant literally show the weapon stats. My bad. Yeah, I'll go show it after this battle. I keep forgetting you can't actually preview it until you have it. But yeah, we'll go show it after this battle. Okay, let's backtrack. Backtrack again. And backtrack again. Okay, so the weapon. Go to here, go to weapon, go to shield. I forget its exact name, but shield should bring it up. There it is. Okay, here are all the upgrades. Gains 2 armor, 4 armor, 4 life, 4 armor, 1 magic. So basically a lot of durability and 1 magic is what it gains. As far as every single cast, it has the following 5 effects. Gain 4 armor, bury yourself, 1 mana to all allies, bless self, which is immune to basically everything, and stun the first enemy. So you gain all those perks every single time it ends up doing its ability. So you gain an absurd amount of protection on your hero, that's for sure. Every single one of these things is defensive, except for maybe the stun. But, and I guess maybe the mana gain isn't. But bless self into bury yourself is really strong. So not only do you gain barrier, but you gain immune to basically everything. Plus that counts as a cleanse too, so you might as well just say cleanse self as well, because that's what bless does. So yeah, there's a lot of protection every single cast. Not to mention you're burying whatever you cast on as well. So yeah, a lot of protection. And that's everything that ends up stacking. What does it do? The bless, it's immune to all it's basically impervious, but with mana drain immunely. Is basically what bless is. And it also cleanses the troop whenever the instance in which it gets blessed. Is it immune to eye? No, it is not currently immune to eye. But yeah, it will be immune. I think someone already leaked that. So I guess we could say that that's a thing now. But yes, Bless will have immune to transform next patch. That is correct. When will 4.3 be released? Soon, TM. I'll pull salty. We don't have any official date, but based on when they've released in the past, it is likely to be mid-March. Sometime in March, though there's no official date. But mid-March is likely the time of patch. Yeah, I use screenshot cap. Wait, what did I go too quick on? If I go too quick on anything, just let me know, and I'll go slow down for it. Or go back to it. Let's see, I'll grab that over. Yeah, I already can memorize everything that shield does, if that's what you're referring to. It does 1 mana to all allies, it blesses self, it buries yourself, it gains 4 armor, it gains, I forgot one. Let's see, 4 armor, bless, barrier, 1 mana to everything, and stun first enemy. So those are the 5 on effects that it has whenever it casts. And the other benefits it has is it gains 10 armor, 4 HP, and 1 magic. That's everything the weapon does. And of course, whatever the weapon actually does. But as far as like all the perks, that's what they do. It actually does way more than 22 armor. It does a 2-to-1 boost ratio based on the enemy's attack into armor. So if they currently have 100 total attack, that's 50 additional armor on top of whatever it says. Oh no! We just died on one. Oh, there goes our Cedric. And because we keep getting unlucky, we don't even have a backup Cedric in this delve. Oh, well. Let's go down this way, because the other one was a 1.15. What does the 3rd Sentinel hero trait do? It gives a 25% chance per turn to give a barrier to a random ally. So at the start of every turn, it has a 25% chance to barrier a random ally. That could be literally any ally. It could also be an ally that already has barrier as well. Not the greatest of traits, but it basically gives you free barriers for doing nothing. I'm so funny today? What? What is making me so much funnier today than normal? I'm in a pretty good mood, though. So maybe that's why. Okay, we'll go into here. Grab all of our gold, grab a green surge. Go to hit us with skull, destroy everything. So it's a barrier machine class. No, it's more so just a barrier Urska class. It technically does have a mech bonus on it. It has the mech tree, but you would never actually use anything from the mech tree. The only thing you actually use is the barrier at start of battle and the 20% armor into skull damage. Those are the only two aspects of it that you would actually use from the mech tree. You would never actually use it for its mech bonuses. It counts as an Urska. The only hero class you would ever use with mechs is mech, because it gives half mana start to all mechs. Speaking of that, even though I don't really make much mention of that hero class is going to be somewhat decent starting next Mythic. So you might want to preemptively start leveling that after you finish the Urska one, because it is about to become relevant, possibly again, assuming you even get the Mythic. I guess kind of wait until you see if you get the Mythic or not, because it won't change anything if you don't own the Mythic. But next Mythic will make mech somewhat decent again. Let's see. How am I trolling? What did I do that's trolling? Yeah, it's a barrier factory, pretty much. Pretty much. Okay, we'll grab a brown. He'll skull us. Actually, that was a really free skull. I guess I shouldn't have given him that. He diseases every single hit now, too. This is not too big a deal, though, as long as that thing's up front tanking. Let's see. Click on the 3 dots beneath top chat, and then you can put on timestamps. Oh. Have they added that? Has that always been there? Put user... Oh, no, let's put in timeout. Wait, where's timestamp option? Oh, duh, wrong 3 dots. Let's see. Toggle timestamps. Has that always been there? Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's see, does that mess up my stream as well? Or does it just do it for the thing? Let me see, let me type in something random. Okay, good. It doesn't show timestamps for that. I don't believe it is. No, it isn't. Okay, that's good then. Okay, yeah, I guess I'll put the timestamps on, why not? Though then again, maybe not, because it divides the name up really long. You know what, I'm actually going to disable timestamps. Because while I'm streaming, I don't really need them. Let's see, toggle off. Yeah, I didn't even realize that was a thing. There we go. The more you know. I don't think I'll need it, though. What does the shield do when you cast it? It gains a bunch... It gives a single ally barrier, enrage, and a bunch of armor based on magic. Somewhere's in the 20s. And it gives additional armor at a 2-to-1 boost ratio based on all enemy attack. So if they have 200 attack, that's 100 extra armor. If they have 100, then that's 50 extra armor, so on and so forth. Depending on however much armor they have total. Just divide it by 2. It's all of their armor divided by 2 plus whatever its magic is. Or whatever its base value cast is. Which is around 25 or so, give or take. Depending on your stats. So on average, it's like a... Well, I guess it kind of depends what kind of battle you're doing. But it's about a 75 armor buff, approximately. Give or take. Obviously, in game modes where higher stats are, it would give even higher bonus than that. This is going to take us several casts, just because we don't have the setup for it yet. So we'll take the reds over. Oh, wait, I didn't even need that. Oh, well. We got some browns out of it, so actually it did work out. We'll do that, throw key. Yeah, destroy again. And then throw a key down. Get our cast again. Keyed again. What else? Grab our gold. Well, the amount of armor it does is based on magic. The reason it was so low was I wasn't using a +5 hero class. I was using Titan with it. And since it's a brown weapon, it didn't gain any benefit. Because Titan gives benefit to blue weapons. The extra magic that it has. So it's pretty trivial, though, given that it's already going to have such a high base value. Yeah, no problem. Hey, we got this room, one more delve, and then we can start grinding it again. The hero class. Still trying for 40 by hopefully the end of tomorrow. Should definitely have it. And then from there, the goal is 70, hopefully by the end of next week, since I'll probably be using it for some for Tower of Doom. I'm not sure how much, but I do want to mess around with it some. We'll probably just have to switch to Titan due to it not being completely maxed. But I do want to at least test it around and see what kind of potential it has. Because the fact that it starts with Barrier is really convenient for when you start reaching later delves, or later Tower of Doom, I mean. Because you do eventually reach a point where the rooms will kill you in one shot. So starting with Barrier is very convenient for that, since you won't actually die immediately. Gives you time to actually keep stacking up barriers. Okay, so we'll take that, throw a random hit right there. Get a key down. Yeah, no problem, Simple Man. Glad he could help you. Hello, Aspen Faith. Welcome. I knew he killed a dragon. So easily get a dragon egg. The awkward moment when our most overpowered thing is a dragon egg. Actually wins the battle. There we go. Grab all that, get all of our loot. Good to go. One more. Come on, Cedric. No! Oh gosh, how many are we gonna go without a Cedric? We're gonna go like an entire month without a Cedric here. Hello, Brotman. Welcome. Oh no. Okay, good. He went for a skull. Oh no! Well, we gotta wait now. I need to deliberately not hit him. Oops, I meant to end my turn. I didn't want that. There we go. I said end the turn. There we go. Come on. I need a... Oh, actually, we could take a skull. That's fine. Because the other one will do it. There we go. I wanted to keep Cedric in first. He dies a bit easier, but it's not as consequential if he dies compared to Greed. Because we no longer have burst gold whenever Greed goes down. Also, Greed will block our mana, which slows us down as well. Basically everything about losing Greed or having Greed in front slows us down. Every aspect of it. It is technically tankier, but it's slower. Is it just you, or are there more gnomes at the moment? Yes, it did seem like that. I don't know what's up with that, but I noticed the exact same thing when I was grinding earlier this morning and afternoon. It's something about farming gnomes this today. It seemed like there was way more than normal. Like, way more. Like, almost vault key levels of gnomes. Not exactly that many, but we were getting like 3 to 5 per hour. Which is way above average for not being a vault event. It was probably even a little bit higher than that. I wasn't keeping track of the exact number of gnomes. But yes, I noticed the same thing. Could have just been a coincidence, but I'm not sure. It did seem higher for no reason. It's not supposed to be. Okay, let's see. Throw down or destroy again. Any word on next week's Glory Troop or traits? Yeah, we always know what it is in advance. The link's also in description for that. But, let me see. Let me go get the link for you as well. Where'd it go? There it is. But, there's the link. Might want to bookmark it. But, that link always has the info on what's coming. And next Monday is a blue-brown, and it is a epic, so you'll be able to get a lot of blue-brown. So if you've been needing blue-brown trait stones, next week is the week to get them. because you'll be able to get as many as you want for 200 glory each. Hello, David. How's it going? Very well. Wait, next week is red purple? Oh, so. Looks blue-brown to me. Let me click refresh. Did they change the color? But it shows blue-brown currently. Okay. What do we take here? Grab the green for now. Didn't we just have the turtle cannon? Yeah, turtle cannon was what, like 2 months ago or so? So yeah, it was somewhat recent. Yes, we do still have 2 places available in the guild. So if anyone's interested in joining, if you could do 1 million gold per week, you're level 1000 plus, and you can do decent in all guild-related events, at least to tier 3. Yes, we should have 2 spots left. I'll be recruiting more this weekend as well, but we do have 2 spots available, so if anyone is interested, let me know. They'll probably be filled by Monday, so now's your chance if you want to try getting in. Okay, grab a gold, grab a... I can't take any red or green, so we'll stick brown for now. Key... Actually, we'll take red first, and we'll throw right into Key. Unless he gives us free mana, which he perfectly does. Grab that. A little bit less damage due to no Cedric, but it's fine. He's still in kill range. Quite literally, he just dies to skulls. And now we just double key him. Oh, I actually need that not to die. Let's see, there's just... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna bait out a skull just to make sure he doesn't die here. We'll do that deliberately, take a skull poke at him, and that's pretty much match. Any instance of damage will kill. Other than just destroy, that's actually not gonna be enough, but almost enough. There we go. That's weird, it didn't do the damage. It showed only 9 when it had 15, but that's because the destroy did 6. Has like that weird delay on it. It's still doing the damage, it's just not showing that it did the damage until after the turn. They did fix the glitch where the troop sometimes lingers around, but it still has that weird glitch where it just sometimes doesn't do the value immediately. It does have a check for it now, for the turn afterwards, but it still has the weird thing where it like delays it. It does that whenever you destroy a bunch of stuff or explode a bunch of stuff, specifically the skulls on the board. Way in the past, it actually used to glitch so much that it made some battles unwinnable. But luckily, that never happens anymore. Or at least I haven't seen it happen in almost a year now. Any idea on when Ferrous Raw will be available in Soulforge? It has already came through the cycle, but the cycle is resetting somewhat soon. So, yeah, it could be anywhere from a few months to like 2 months from now. Anywhere from like 3 to 8 months is when Ferrous Raw would be available again, approximately. No official date. Do I get info if you upload a new video? I'm subscribed to you. I don't know if I have notifications on for you, though. But if I had notifications on, yes, I would. And everyone else would as well. Or at least supposedly, assuming YouTube actually does it. Sometimes even if you have the notifications on and subscribed and everything, it still doesn't give the notification for some reason. Because that's YouTube. That's YouTube in a nutshell. YouTube never wants to work properly. There's a lot of small things on it that tends to always not want to work. Or at least very often messes up. Even some of the really basic things of YouTube. Okay, we'll grab that down. Move that over, take a brown over. I do really wish that like another version of YouTube would come around. Like, not Twitch, but, you know, like an actual YouTube platform that isn't YouTube, that actually gets, like, really popular. That's probably not happening anytime soon, though. Okay. Well, we'll take a key down. Yeah, destroy on everything. Oh, that's not gonna be enough to kill KrissTigger. I think he lives. Nope, even first slot lives. Oh no, that's not good. Hoping for at least the extra turn there. So he'll die off of that. Get our double kill there. Throw down another hit. He got that revive, which is not awful because we could use that as our extra turn post. We can just use that as a thing to automatically give us an extra turn, so it's not horrible that he's there. Well, there are plenty of alternatives to YouTube. The problem is none of them are big enough to be viable, unfortunately. Let's see. Let's throw key down. Get our destroy. Grab a red. Take it that way. Should be the last mana we need for key. Unfortunately, though, losing that Cedric, barely getting any damage in here. Take that again. Throw this into Skull, and that should be matched. So we'll take that over, and then just key him down. There we go. And then we just need to take the final room there. And then we need to go level the new hero class. Or at least get some more XP on it, if nothing else. Oh no, he's blocking my red. I actually need that, oh, he's not even gonna die. That's not good. Yeah, he's just gonna block my red the entire battle, it looks like. I don't think I can actually stop it from blocking. Actually, there is one way. We can let him cast again, and then he'll move it into position. There we go. Now we can use red. But now we can't use green. Fail. Whoops. I exchanged one problem for another. I did not think that through. That's a fail. Well, we're not blocking red anymore, but now we have to deal with blocking of green. Fail. And now it's back to red again. Oh, good. Right in time for green. I guess it wouldn't have mattered. Oh, actually, yeah, I guess it does matter. Oh, no. He had full mana, so it wouldn't have mattered. Never mind. Okay, and they didn't stop barriering. Double go, take the red there, since it's not currently blocked, since they both have mana. How do I get info for beta testing? What do you mean by that? Like, for signing up for it? I don't think they're taking any new people for signing up for it. But contacting Salty is the best way to go about it. But I don't think they're taking any new people for this one. Unless you can speak multiple languages. It might be for the next one, I'm not sure. But this current one, they probably have enough people already. There we go. A little bit of everything. And that's that. Okay, next order of business. Let's go and level this thing. A lot of leveling. So let's go head over to the Droxzoom Kingdom, because I believe we still need... Actually, let me go see the exact count. I believe the exact count is 4 more brown purple. If I'm not mistaken, it's 4 or 5. Oh, no, 3. Never mind. Okay, apparently we got a few more in there. But yeah, we just need 3 more of these. And we'll do it by using the normal Explorer team. And obviously with Sentinel, because that's what we're trying to level right now. Hello, James. Welcome. I didn't do it for factions just because it doesn't have half mana start. But for this team, it doesn't really matter if it has half mana start or not. It does a little bit, but it doesn't really get... It normally doesn't get handicapped from not having it. Oh, wow. We only need 2 more. Well, that was quick. First battle, we already get Arcane. Ideally, I do want to try getting 2 more before we end the stream. Though it is possible to get so unlucky that that would take an hour. Though we can also get so lucky that it takes like 1 minute. If we get it back to back to back. Any 4.3 juicy spoilers? No. There's nothing I can really mention about it for the most part. The only two things I could really mention is the one thing that was leaked already, and that is that Blessed will have immune to transform, and which will be a really huge buff for Blessed, that's for sure. It's already pretty good. And the other one is the spoiler that they already posted on their social media, which is we are going to be able to get an option to search for banners. I didn't actually double check and confirm yet if you can search for negative colors, but yeah, they did show an image on it. I still haven't really gone to test the beta yet. I will be this weekend. Just haven't had time. It came out yesterday. I won't be able to show it though. It will be probably a few weeks before I could really show anything with it. Actually, it'll probably be the patch already out before I could even show anything. But as far as mentioning stuff with it, we'll hopefully have more info that I could say in the next upcoming weeks. Possibly even more info tomorrow, because they're probably going to do a spoiler every Saturday. And tomorrow is Saturday. So tomorrow morning we'll probably have another spoiler on it. They normally... Oh wow, we already got another Arcane. We only need one more. But yeah, they normally post it on their social media. Okay. What do we take? We'll grab a skull there. Get our reds. Kill it out. Come on, one more Arcane. All we need. Well, that and a bunch of Hero Class XP. Okay, we'll grab all that red. We'll take skull. We'll split everything. We'll stick skull undead. Okay, take our yellow there. Sunbird. So how you found out it was coming out, the beta test? Found a thread in forum, or how? There's a private posting on the forum for anyone who's underneath beta testing that only beta testers can see. But if you're not a beta tester, you wouldn't be able to see it. There's basically a whole category on the forum, on the Gems of War forum for beta testing, but it's only visible if you're a beta tester. So that's how we knew about it. Hey, we got Arcane. Not exactly what I'm looking for, though. I mean, we got a sus still, but I need Arcane. Can you please explain best time to open chests to get missing troops? Drifting Sands this week. Drifting Sands this week. You're only missing Scorpius, but you're said before not to waste keys on missing mythics. Well, it depends how many mythics you're missing. If that's literally the only mythic in your entire game that you're missing, then yeah, it's fine to throw event keys this week. But more often than not, you don't really want to do it unless you're down to like your last 5 mythics. It can burn through a lot of resources if you're throwing event keys just to try to get a mythic. But yeah, if you need 5 or less, I would say it's probably worth throwing event keys specifically to get a certain mythic that you're missing. Otherwise, I wouldn't really bother. You only end up opening event keys up to the point where you end up getting every single legend to mythic. And once you've done that, like once you get every single troop to mythic within the kingdom, and if you haven't gotten the mythic yet, you should stop trying to open event keys for it. At least until you're on the final stretch of getting your mythics. But yeah, if Scorpius is literally the last mythic you need, then yeah, it's perfectly fine to throw event keys at it. It might cost you extra 1,000 or 2,000 gems, or like thousands of event keys. It should take about like what, 800 to about 1,000 event keys or so, but could take more. But if you really wanted to get it, you could try doing that. What about glory and gem keys? It is, well, when you would use them is mainly whenever a new mythic comes out. If you have more than half the mythics in the game, which at this point I believe is 12, 15? I don't even know how many mythics there are in the game, honestly, these days. But if you have more than half the mythics in the game, it is always worth getting every new mythic as soon as it comes out. So that's what you generally throw your keys for. Even if you don't necessarily, or at that point, you would sometimes still do that just because the mythic's really good on a given time. But the reason why you always do it when you have half or more of the mythics is you have a way higher chance of getting a new troop than you would of not getting a new troop, because, well, during that week you have a 100% chance that the mythic you're going to get is not a repeat. Whereas if you throw glory or gem keys and stuff like that any week where it's not one of those events, you could get any mythic in the game. And while that's good because you could potentially get a good one, that's bad in that it could repeat stuff that you already own and other useless mythics. But yeah, mainly when a new mythic comes out is when you throw glory or gem keys. If you have less than half the mythics, you could pretty much throw them down immediately in the current economy of the game, though. There's no need to hold on to them. But once you have pretty much most of the mythics, you do start throwing them immediately. I mean, you do start waiting for the mythics, I mean. Next mythic is until... actually, when is next mythic? Next mythic is... Oh, yeah, next week. Next Friday. Yeah, next Friday. We're getting new mythic. And that's that interesting mech one as well. It deals... It's a really weird troop. But it's 24 mana cost, green, red, brown. It's a mech from Adana, which is somewhat relevant because it works with mech in his hero class. But it deals half a magic to... this is really weird to try to say in words. But it has a split damage. How do I say this? Let's just say it like this. It does a really high amount of true damage to 3 random enemies, and then gains a really high amount of armor. Is basically the easiest way to explain the numbers. You'll see exactly how it is when it comes out, but the formula for it's just weird to say verbally without seeing it visually. But basically, he deals high amount of true damage to 3 enemies and gains a bunch of armor. He gains 2 armor every extra turn. He has 50% spell reduction, which is the highest in the entire game currently, or tied at highest. And it has a 50% armor to skull damage. So if it has 100 armor, that is 50 additional skull damage, which is pretty strong. Unfortunately, it doesn't bury yourself, though, which seems like a really big missed opportunity. I don't know why it doesn't bury yourself, especially since it doesn't have any board control or anything. That wouldn't have been overpowered. Maybe they'll add it before it gets released. But that troop really needs barrier to self. Otherwise, its final trait isn't going to be as good. It's the whole reason why Karnex is kind of awful. Like, if both of them had barrier to self, they'd actually be pretty decent. It's also one of the reasons why this hero class is pretty decent. It gains 20% extra skull damage, but it also has a bunch of barriers. So it actually gets to maintain that 20% extra skull damage. And even though that's less than Karnex in this new mythic, it could potentially be more damage than both of them, simply because you always basically perpetually have barrier on this thing, whereas the other things do not have barrier. So if they get hit by skulls, which is literally every skull they ever get hit by, since they're going to be in first slot if you're using them that way, they just lose a lot of their value very quickly. Whereas stuff like this hero class will basically never lose its value, just because of how much barrier spam it has. But yeah, is the new mythic going to be good? That's questionable. It's a really weird mix of physical damage and true damage. And stuff like that in the past tends to not be good. But, you never know. I feel like overall, probably not. But, it might find its way into some kind of true damage team in the future. It also depends how it distributes damage. It says 3 random enemies, but we don't currently know if that means if there's 1 enemy left, it will hit it 3 times. If the answer to that is yes, then it's probably going to be pretty decent. But the answer to that is no. If it just hits 3 different, and if there's only 2 left, it only hits 2, and if there's only 1 left, it only hits 1, then it's going to be pretty weak. But I assume it's kind of like the cannon in that it does 3 instances of its damage. Well, it's not necessarily bad, this next mythic that's coming out. It's just very situational. But as far as mechs are concerned, it's pretty decent on mechs. Has everything that makes a mech good. Let's see. Also, if I'm not mistaken, it covers green, which, if I'm not mistaken, no other mech currently has, oddly enough. Or at least it's not really that common on them. It's probably like the most uncommon color that they have. But yeah, I'm pretty sure mechs do not have green other than hero class. And this mech that's coming out does use green. So, yeah, it's going to be kind of convenient. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure it uses green. Yes, green, red, brown, which is somewhat relevant for mechs because I think there's like 1 other mech with green. Let me see. We'll do that. Type in mech, and there should be like 1 or 2. And that's it. Mech. Yep, 2. There's Shocktopus. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. And then there's Ted 1000. 10-1000 is useless. Shocktopus is very, very situational. And yeah, there's just not that many good green mechs. But now there's going to be the new mythic for that. That's going to be interesting. Because that fills a hole that mechs have that they'll no longer have anymore. Which is one step closer in making mechs not useless. They still have a long ways to go before they're not useless, though. But at least it's one step in the right direction. There's a lot of typings in this game that are still useless. Mechs is one of the very unfortunate ones. It, as at one point, was one of the better types in the game. Well, not, like, better, but there were some, like, meta teams that were somewhat used around it. That were shifted with the double bomb bot when it first came out. But then once stats started to get higher, it kind of phased out over time. And then mechs weren't used for anything. It's the only reason I even have mech hero class maxed was back when that team used to be very, very meta. But now it's not anymore. Nothing mech related is these days. Oh yeah, Synergize with Entangle would work pretty well, because you wouldn't take any damage in that regard. And if they try hitting it with spell reduction, well, it has 50% spell reduction, so they can't really get away with that. Well, it'd be pretty funny is putting it in second slot and giving it Submerge. Because then it basically can't be hit by anything. If you give it Blessed and Submerged, it would have immune to basically everything, pretty much, plus 50% spell reduction. So that would be a lot of things stacked on top of each other that would make it really hard to kill. At least from cast damage perspective. I still don't understand why it has 50% spell reduction, though. Seems a little bit out of place. Because you would, given that its final trait is 50% extra damage to skulls, the place you would most likely put it is first slot. However, you can't really put it in first slot because, well, the spell reduction just doesn't work as well there. If you're using spell reduction, you'd want to have that somewhere's like third slot, second slot, third slot, maybe fourth slot, any slot that isn't first, which just doesn't make much sense that it has a trait that basically makes it want to be used in first, while it also has another trait that makes it want to be used basically every location that isn't first. It's a weird synergy, or lack thereof. Oh yeah, the trip sounds fun, but it's not going to be too useful, most likely. It does pack quite a bit of true damage, though. And if it can repeat the same enemy, which we don't know if it can yet or not, but it could one turn kill a single troop with true damage if it can target the same enemy. So it could potentially get so lucky sometimes that it gets a free kill out of nowhere. But yeah, we'll have to deal with it in true damage teams. It seems like it has potential. Okay, all we need is one more Arcane. Come on. You know you want to give it to us. But yeah, does anyone else have any... Oh, wait. Let me give out a redeem code. I still haven't yet, have I? Well, let me hand out a redeem code. But if anyone else does any other questions, let me know. As we'll probably be wrapping up soon. I want to try getting one more Arcane if we can, before we close out for the night. Because after that, we'll only have 2 colors left. All we need is green, brown, and pure red, which is Asian and Pride Lands. And then we have 300 plus of every trait stone in the game, which will hopefully be useful soon. There we go. Paste that there. Boom, boom. Copy, copy. Paste, paste. And there you guys go. Use it on gemsofwar.com or use the game code section. Simply go click that link. Your invite code can be found in your settings menu, whatever your game says there. Redeem code is right over there. Just copy paste it from chat, all the numbers and letters, or type it out. Give same reward as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 2,500 gold. Usable on every platform except the console versions. How do you get the seasonal imps? Seasonal imps you can get during the various seasons. Winter Imp is from December. It's in Glory Gem Guild and VIP chests during these months. December and January are Winter Imp. February and March, which is right now, is Imp of Love. April and May is Spring Imp. June and July is Summer Imp. August and September is... Wait, did I make a mistake? No, August and September is Autumn Imp. And October and November are Spooky Imp. And that's when all the imps are available. So currently is Imp of Love. He'll be available the rest of this month and the rest of next month. in Glory Gem Guild and VIP chest. And then it'll be springing. They're not really that useful, though. Every single one of them is basically useless. Okay, do we have a drop for that? Yes, we do. We just grab that, take our hit, dead. Oh yeah, no problem for the code. Oh yeah, Leviathan's an interesting troop. It's not really used for too much, though. The biggest issue with it is it automatically ends its turn. Generally, as you get later into the game, you do want to make sure you have options that have capability of having an extra turn more often than not. Things like explosions, conversions, things on the board that can actually move it around. Just because anything that automatically ends its turn, unless it's a really big impact troop, tends to not really be used too often. Just because everything loses a lot of potential when it automatically ends its turn after casting. Hey, we got another Sentinel level. 33. 7 levels to go until we could actually start using this thing viably for stuff. Ideally, we still need it maxed, but 40 is the first instance where we can start using it for almost its full potential. Because then we start gaining barrier every brown, which is by far like the best perk of anything in the game. I'm actually really surprised they made that a perk. Also, seriously, what's with all the gnomes? I guess it hasn't been too high this stream, but earlier it was excessively high, the gnome rate we were getting. Well, let's kill that out. Come on, Volky! Pure luck, go. 4,000 gold. We got 20,000 earlier. Haha! 600 troops and only 10 are used. No, it's more than that. I would say about 100 or so troops are used. Probably even more than that, but some of them are super situational as far as when you bring them out. Like, for example, Snowy Owl is actually not horrible, but it's very situational when you'd use it. Okay, it just doesn't want to give us that arcane, does it? I might just end now then. Because if I say I'll stay here until we get it, we're going to jinx ourselves and be here for like 2 hours until it drops one single arcane. That can happen. You can go like 1, 2, even 3 hours without getting an arcane. Even though the average per hour is somewhere around like 10, 12 or so at this win rate. It is possible to go an entire hour or multiple hours without actually getting one. But yeah, I think we'll leave it at there for now. It's not that big a deal that we don't get the last one for now. We'll easily be able to get it later. Whenever we're not trying for it, we'll be able to get it. But whenever we're trying for it, it'll take like an extra amount of time. It just feels that way. But anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading out for now. We will be back same time tomorrow, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Other than that, we'll also be back tomorrow morning around 13 hours from now or so. And tomorrow morning, we're mainly just going to be getting this hero class, ideally to level 40. I think we can get it done by then. Yeah, we should be able to. I think we're within range. We need, like, what? I forget what the exact math is actually on the total amount of EXP, but I think we can get it done within that time frame. But yeah, that's probably going to be the main goal of tomorrow morning stream. Get this thing maxed, mess around with the new weapon a little bit more, and get this thing to level 40 so we can actually start using it for its true potential of having 3 different barrier options. Barrier every brown, barrier at start of battle, and barrier 25% chance every turn. So that's every possible barrier option. From there, it just gets a little bit of mana accumulation, and from there, it just gets a bunch of immunities. But as far as its full barrier potential, it gets it at 40, which is the whole main purpose of the hero class. Let's see. How long did it load in after the last stream? Oh, it didn't take too much longer. It only took like another extra minute. I think it ended up taking like 3-4 minutes total. But it did lag forever when I was messing with that. But yeah, I think actually ending the stream is what made it like almost go immediately. It's because the stream does add a little bit of extra lag to it, of course. It is mainly the game itself doing it. But me streaming simultaneously definitely doesn't help it. That's for sure. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you all later. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a wonderful weekend. Best of luck with the new hero class. And I will catch you all later. Goodbye, everyone.